Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. Crying out freaking loud, Misty. Yesterday, I labeled my video Wednesday and I said Thursday. Man, I would not have caught it had I not gone back to watch it. And then someone else messaged me, Happy Wednesday. I was like, oh, geez. Come on, Misty, get your shit together. So today is Happy freaking Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Cheers, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes I like to name the days of my week, like Marvelous Monday, Thankful Thursday, Toot Your Own Horn Tuesday, Wonderful Wednesday. You can name your days whatever you want. Just if you're going to name your day something, try to name it in a positive manner that helps you, because it's all about you. These videos, they're all about me. Your life, totally about you. So name your days, if you're going to, name your days for something that you want in your life or something you like in your life. I started doing that and I really have found huge success in, not really even huge success, just feeling better. And that's the biggest thing, is just feeling better. I just realized I left my chapstick on the table last night. And normally I take it to bed with me so I can put some on before I go to sleep. And then I put it in my pocket, and then I put it on my headboard before I go to sleep, so I'm not rolling around on my chapstick in my pocket. But I did not take it to bed with me last night, so it was just laying here. Reminder, put some chapstick on. Ooh, it's cold outside this morning, so put some chapstick on. And keep your lips from being chapped. Also dress warm. We've been dressing the kid warm. She thoroughly hates it, and I get it. But even today, she wore her leggings and her other pants on top of her leggings. So bonus. Even though she don't like it, she's still doing it. So I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I went to sleep early last night. The husband didn't work last night. He had the night off, so he was up with the kid this morning. So it doesn't happen very often. And I did not need anything for Valentine's Day, because the husband does so much for me throughout the year. It doesn't matter. Like, he shows me, as long as we're communicating well and Misty's not having a glitch, we communicate well and we get along well. Sometimes Misty has a glitch. Misty's got to work through it. And that's why I do these videos, because sometimes we have things that flub us up in life. Right? Right. Speaking of flub ups in life, last night I decided, I'm going to start on my next section of my hat. Right? I had a whole bunch of this done, and I was like, I'm going to start on the next section of my hat. I was so excited. And then I realized I didn't have enough stitches, because that flub up I had at the beginning of the thing flubbed me up. It took 2 stitches away, which it went all the way up with less than 2 stitches. And I was like, how the hell did I do that? So now I have to tear it out and rip it out. And it's apparently called frogging, or undoing your work. And I totally could have taken my needles and undid every stitch, but instead I took my other set of knitting needles, and I've already undone some. I've already taken some of it out and wrapped it up. Like, I had to take it out and it's all been wrapped up. So let me unwrap it so I can work with it right now. Either way, so I've been ripping it out. But I took my other knitting needle and I put it through all of these stitches. And then I went through and I counted. And I've got stitch markers in here. So every 20 stitches, I put a stitch marker, so I could tell where I was, so I wouldn't have to count 94 stitches all the time. And, I lost count because someone talked to me. Now I got to count again. I lost count because someone said something. Now I got to count again. No, you put stitch markers in, it keeps you in place. So you know every stitch marker is 20 stitches, or whatever it is that you want. And when I talk about stuff like this, it's not just for knitting, crocheting, or baking. It's for life, Buttercup. And I know, because I'm not happy that I had to take this out. And I'm really hoping that I picked up all of the correct stitches below, because as I take this out, it will go right back down to this needle where I can start from scratch right here at that section. So, but yeah, I was so excited. And I was like, oh, I gotta rip it all out. But I'm gonna do a little bit of ripping out right here, right now, because sometimes, that's something that people like to see. And it is very extremely satisfying. And sometimes my yarns get twisted up and whatnot. Got that one. The next color. But I have to rip it out. It's a thing that I have to do with this thing. And then I get my other yarn and I roll it up. But in life, we have things that we have to undo and do differently. Nope, not yet. This one. And apparently I've been twisting my yarn when I wasn't supposed to be, because that's twisted now. So I guess on the plus side is I get to go back and fix the mistakes that I thought that I made before. But in life, we have times in life when we have to just undo something. And does it suck? Oh yeah, it sucks a whole lot to have to undo the work that you just did. When I was working at the day job, I can't even tell you how many times I had to unload the entire truck. Like, I loaded up the truck. I loaded the entire thing from front all the way to the back. 53-foot truck, trailer, whatever. Get it all loaded up. Oh, we need this skid from the front. You have to unload it all. For real. There would be days that I would just spend unloading and reloading and unloading and reloading because some mistake was made. Whether it be my mistake or someone else's mistake, it was a mistake that was made. So it's not just knitting and crocheting and things that, things that you're interested in that you're doing that flub you up. Things at work can flub you up. And look, just because I'm not working right now doesn't mean I don't know what it's like to have that day job. I wrote some things down to remind myself this morning. I didn't look at my notes, but I remembered that I wrote it down. Sometimes that happens. That's the next one. Okay. So yeah, just because I'm not working right now doesn't mean I don't know what it's like to be out there in the workforce. I totally do. For about 7 to 8 years, I was at the factory working anywhere from 8 hours a day upwards to 12 hours a day. Sometimes 6 and 7 days a week. In fact, the first 2 weeks that I worked at that factory, I worked 14 days straight. And if I missed picking up a stitch somewhere, I'm going to have to rip the entire thing out. The entire thing. So let's hope I picked up all my stitches properly. Anyhow, but, it's just life. Sometimes life causes you and us and me and people to undo things, whether you fucking like it or not. And when I was at the factory and I had to unload the trailer because something was missed or something needed to be found, it was a big deal. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where are we at? Oh, I think I have to stop now. And figure things out. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I don't know what's going on. That's that. This is connected there. Did I pick up a wrong stitch somewhere? I don't know. I will look at it later. Either way, I had to undo all of it. And I've still got some loops. See here? So now I got to figure out why I still got loops there. I probably picked up the wrong stitches. Whatever. I'll figure it out. Because that's what I do. And even when you have a day job, that's stuff that you have to do. You have to figure things out. When I was working, at the factory and on the forklift, I had to figure things out. If you went in one way and it didn't work, you had to back up and go in another way to get the load on your forks properly so you could be safe. It is what it is. So just because I'm not working right now doesn't mean I don't know what it's like. What was it when I applied for unemployment last year? They I told them that I was only looking for a part-time job. And they're like, "Well, let me explain to you what a full-time job means." Okay? I was like, I know what a full-time job means. Like, I had my heart attack and I'm applying for unemployment insurance because I know what a full-time job means, and that full-time job helped me get into my heart attack. That's what the full-time job did to me. So, I don't know what to tell you, but I do know what a full-time job is, and the fact that I'm looking for part-time is irrelevant. That don't approve me for something and then say, "Oh, well, let me tell you what a full-time job means." Bitch, please. I know what a full-time job is. And I'm not doing the full-time gig thing outside of the house anymore because I'm just not. If I get a job, it's going to be part-time. It's going to be on my own time. It's going to be what I want, not what someone else wants. So it is what it is, right? Right. So until I find the job that's right for me, I'm just going to keep taking care of the things for grandma, keep taking care of the kid when she's here, and keep doing my own thing because why not? So on a Thursday, find your own things to feel grateful for. Today, I'm grateful that I'm not thoroughly upset about having to take my knitting out of stitch. Because I have cried before. What was it? There was a time when I missed a stitch. I was knitting a sock and missed something and I had to rip. And I was like halfway done with the sock. I was like done with the entire foot of the sock. And I had to rip it all out. Or maybe I started from the top of the sock and I was going down. Either way, I had to rip the entire thing out. It happens. So, if you have to undo things in life, it happens. Does it suck? Absolutely. Can you get through it? Sure you can. I promise. You've gotten, look, you're how do I want to say that? You getting through your bad days. You're like 100% on point of getting through your bad days. That's what it is. You're 100% on point of getting through those bad days that you didn't think that you were going to make it through. So because you made it through them, you can make it through anything. I promise. That's what I'm doing. I'm making it through anything. Even if I got to take my work out, even if I got to undo, to redo, it's fine. Whatever. Because you got to fill your day with something. You might as well fill it with something, right? Right. So find your own things to feel grateful for. And I'm really grateful that the husband didn't work last night, was up with the kid this morning, and took her to school and possibly picking her up. Because me getting dressed is like a freaking full-time job. No, probably not a full-time job, but me going and getting dressed, it takes me like 15 minutes to get dressed because I have extra layers. I don't go outside without my extra layers. There's no chance of me going outside without my extra layers for an extended period of time. Like, I'm not going to go to the store in my pajamas, so I'm going to get dressed if I have to go to the store. Takes me 15 to 20 minutes just to get dressed. It's a whole thing. I got to warm my clothes up because my clothes are kind of cold. I don't warm them up in the dryer all the time. Sometimes I do, but if the furnace is on, I just hang my clothes over the register vent and warm them up a little bit. So it takes me a minute to get dressed because I'm not putting on cold clothes. I don't care who you are. So, also be your own magic. Find your own magic. Sometimes your own magic is in undoing stuff and redoing it again the proper way. And when I went through this section that I just took out, when I went through it, it was the first time I'd ever done that stitch, and I probably messed it up a whole lot. And that's okay. So now I get the opportunity to redo it, and it's going to look better than it was because now I know where I made my mistakes, I think. Yeah. And so be your own magic. Find your own magic somewhere, somehow. Sometimes it's in letting things go. Sometimes it's in being quiet. Sometimes it's in speaking up. Sometimes it's in undoing and redoing. And then keep adding to the list every day. Finding your magic lies everywhere. It doesn't matter where. Just pay attention. That's the biggest thing, is just to pay attention. And paying attention is the biggest form of currency out there. You want money, Buttercup? Pay attention. You want better, different things? Pay attention. And I keep saying I want a house. Look, I got a house. It's not my house. It's grandma's house. But I'm in a house. So I'm just paying attention so I can grab onto my own house. My own house without harming anyone. That's the key. Also, be your own sunshine, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. And even if you've got to undo things to redo it, you don't have to be a crab-ass crabber. You don't have to do that to yourself or to others. No one wants to fucking hear it, I promise. I can't tell you how many times I had to unload a truck when I was working at the day job, and I was a complete witch. I was complaining. I was grumbling. I was like any other freaking worker there. I was complaining and grumbling because I had to unload the truck and I had other things to get done. And that's probably why I had a heart attack, is because of things like that. And it stressed me out. Totally stressed me out. Not so much the job. The job wasn't super stressful. Sometimes the coworkers were stressful. There was a chick, same name as me. Man, was she stressful. So be your own sunshine. Don't be a crab ass around to others, because no one wants to fucking hear it. I promise you that. No one wants to hear you being a crab ass crabber. They want, and even if you don't say anything, that's okay too. This chick that worked with me, that with the same name as me, man, she was loud and obnoxious. And if I was busy doing something, she would complain that I wasn't helping her. But I'm busy loading trucks. It's what I do. Well, you need to come over here and help us. No, I need to finish doing my job. And there are a lot of people that don't understand that. Thank goodness I didn't have to work with her very long. In fact, I complained about her enough that they moved her somewhere else. Bonus. I thought it was going to be a great thing to work with someone with the same name as me. It wasn't. We could have had a ton of fun. But we didn't. It's okay, because now I'm off doing my own thing, being my own sunshine. I don't care. So, on a Thursday, again, repetitive. I'm repetitive every day. Find your things to feel grateful for every day. Even if it's just one thing, even if it's just you're grateful you woke up and your heart's beating. You don't have to be any more specific than that. Be grateful that you're awake and your heart is beating, and maybe you got a cup of coffee or whatever it is you drink. Also, be your own magic, find your own magic, and be your own sunshine. Do those 3 things and you'll be better. And you don't have to be extravagant with it. It can be small little baby steps, and that's okay too. Just take your steps, get through it, and it will be fine, right? I got to tell myself this too. Breathe, work through it, it'll be fine. I have to continue to repeat this stuff. So as long as I'm repeating myself to myself, I'm going to repeat myself to people too. Yeah. So that's all I got. Hope everyone has a great, lovely, amazing Thursday. Since I messed up the day yesterday, it happens, right? It happens. Everyone have a great day. Misty out.